Every new year feels like a fresh start. The year everything changes, but when the days tick by and life is still just lifing, it's easy to question your purpose. This year, instead of chasing an ending or a result, I'm focused on the chapter in front of me. Small plans, smaller rhythms, loving my family, pouring out my creativity. Growth isn't always dramatic, like watching my child learn to crawl and then walk. The progress was nearly invisible, but now she is sprinting when I say bedtime. And instead of asking what's next, I'm trying to just see what's happening right now in front of me and soak up every moment of it. Laundry is by far my least favorite chore. Doing dishes is infinitely better than doing laundry. You can't change my mind. Thank you. Thanks for helping. Yeah. Life feels different now, so slow at times and unbelievably fast in others. This week was no exception. Thursday, we had slow walks and lots of snuggles and reading. Friday was a blur of family photos and work. I got a teeny sneak peek at the pics and I'm so excited. I'm about to go on a run. Don't get me wrong, I am not one of those girls that can actually run. My runs are like 20-30 minutes long and very, very slow. I'm probably going to run 1 mile, but it's running. I just got back from our little date. It was really fun. I got the Grimm and Oro duology flip book by Alex Astor, and then the fourth or fifth book, depending on if you consider the duology part of it. Fourth book in her Light Lark series. This is Crown Tide. I feel like this series is a little bit cringe. It's a little bit immature. I'm not trying to be mean. Let's just say it doesn't read like a Jane Austen novel, but it's the first time I've read like a love triangle where I genuinely switch sides all the time. I know a lot of people are like firmly Team Grimm or firmly Team Oro, but I can't make up my mind. And so I do have to admire her for being able to write that. I also have a lot of writing to catch up on today. No video I need to edit for my husband. And yet again, I forgot to pull meat out of the freezer. Oh, and my friend slash babysitter picked us up these 7 free 7-day passes to LA Fitness. I'm really excited to go because I haven't been back in the gym since I had the baby, but I feel afraid. I don't know if you have kids and can relate to this, but it feels like I have imposter syndrome all over again. I don't know if it's just because it's been so long or if because I feel different after having a kid. I was watching people walk into a gym today and just the thought of going in myself was really scary. Last thing before I go do the things that I'm procrastinating, I did start the inheritance games last night. I didn't have anything to read and I was going to bed. I had just finished 2 books earlier in the day, so I kind of panicked and I just downloaded a book on my Kindle. I totally thought it was a dystopian book, like I was thinking Hunger Games, but it's not dystopian, which threw me off, but I read 8 chapters. So far, I think it's pretty good. My husband is an audio engineer. He works from home, which is so great. Recently, he's been having me help him film stuff for social media. Once a week, I get to balance on this wobbly stool and hang out with him for about 30 minutes. My writing progress has been very slow recently, but I'm not bothered by that at all. I'm honestly just so proud that I'm trying to write a book. Sundays, resetting our home, going for walks, playing video games with the hubs, and recently they've been my main writing day. Abby Emmons does live stream Write With Me sprints, and honestly it's so much fun knowing hundreds of other people are writing at the same time as you. After only a few weeks, I can already tell that my writing is improving. And even more so, I can tell that my focus has improved. I can jump into a writing sprint way quicker than I ever could before.
And we did the freaking quest for this idiot.
2 hours later.
What should I get this bed for us?
We had a baby girl! We played for way too long. I think we played for almost 3 hours. But we had the time because it's Sunday and my daughter had a little bit of a fever, so she's been taking a really long nap. And now I don't know if she's like gonna sleep for the whole night or if I should wake her up. We're off to baby story time. We were gonna go to the toddler one, but it's right at her nap time, so I'm just gonna see if they're okay with us being in the baby one. She absolutely hated story time. She was clinging to my neck the entire time. I don't know what was going on. Shopping's done. We need to race back for little Mrs. Nap. She's getting a bit cranky. It's only 11 a.m. and I can already feel my energy tanking, hence the Alani. I still need to work out. I want to get some writing done. I was at like such a pivotal point last night and then I realized it was my bedtime, so I had to stop. I'm excited to actually jump into that part of the chapter. Some crazy stuff is going down. I finished the first act of my story and I'm kind of second guessing everything right now because I don't know how long a first act is supposed to be. If the pacing's right, do I need to make it longer? I have no idea, but that's a problem for future Bronwyn. Ever since finishing Crescent City, I feel like Blue from Real. I've been set free into the wild. Everything is new and exciting. I'm flirting with different genres. And that's not to bash Crescent City. It was just too long. Not the good kind of long. I love me a 900-page book, but no. This week I read 5 Little Pigs, Authentic You, and The Inheritance Games. Now, 5 Little Pigs, murder mystery of course, Agatha never misses. I am absolutely addicted to the way that Mama Christie sets up her red herrings. I always think this time I have seen through her misdirections. There's the murderer.
I see you.
Even as Poirot is mid-reveal, I think I have bested her. But no, plot twist, everything clicks into place, so satisfying, 5 stars. Authentic You is by a friend of ours. It was good. It reminded me of a book that I read in college called The Gift of Being Yourself by David Brenner. It was an easy read. I think it was particularly beneficial for someone who is transitioning out of youth and into adulthood. They feel like the last thing they can be is themselves. He writes about dismantling what he coined sacred cows of our theology, which I think he does in a very non-offensive, humorous way. But me, being the way that I am, I felt like there were a few things I would challenge even further. But that's not the point of the book. The point of the book was to help people see that their true selves are not broken. He starts that conversation very effectively. The Inheritance Games. It was a last minute download. Started it thinking we were going to be in a dystopian world. We in Texas. But all I could think the entire time I was reading it was, this is what Caraval was trying to be. Now, I really don't want to be the type of person to like hate on books that I didn't like, but it just made no sense. It felt like a fever dream. I was trying to find the logic, but it was nowhere to be found. Come here. The inheritance games was actually clever. The riddles made sense. You understand the bigger puzzle coming together. The characters actually seemed witty and interesting and had mysterious backgrounds that felt appropriately paced. The main character, Avery, I think is very likable for someone who's supposed to be like the invisible wallflower. That can get really annoying really quickly. She pulls it off really well. We follow the main character who inherits billions of dollars from a family that she's not related to. And there are some conditions which she has to follow in order to receive that inheritance. She has to reside in the family mansion with the family that was disinherited. Very quickly we realize there's some weird psychological puzzles and games going on. I'm excited to see where it goes. I think there's 3 books in the series, though I may take a quick little break to detour to Crown Tide.